2025 Dubai Classic to 500,000 or 1 million. And then I will bet anyone that's what he will do. Money talks, bro. Money talks, right? Floyd Mayweather said it best. Legacy doesn't pay bills. Money pays bills. And all these guys like myself, the big shows with the big money, because we want the money. You know, we in ourselves are a business, and we want the money. I'll say it the way Arnold wants to say it. Arnold wants to say the rules. That's what he wanted to say, but he couldn't say it.
Also, I saw as well at the Dubai Pro. Yeah, the Dubai Pro, we've got the men's Open's gone from 40,000 to 100,000, which is huge news, and it's actually put out over this weekend, which I thought probably not the best idea to put that news out this weekend because obviously the Arnold Classic is on, so it's going to be overshadowed a little bit. But this sort of went under the radar. So we've got 100K from 40K from the men's Open. We've got 30K to 60K for the Classic men's physique, which I believe is potentially the same as the Olympia and the Arnold Classic. Yeah, and then you got the men's physique, $15,000 to $40,000. I don't know if $40,000 for the men's physique is the biggest or one. I think the Olympia do maybe 40 or 50, but it's in the same ballpark, man. Like, it's crazy that just got upped after it already had been upped just recently. And I'm wondering if Beta's getting any idea. Is it Beta that puts it on?
Yeah, bro. Beta puts it on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if he's getting any ideas now and being like, hey, what's going on here? And he's creating something massive, man, because it would really create like 3 different sort of set competitions for the top guys to jump into. Because if you've got shows that any show that's going to give away 100K, man, is going to get interest from top pros, no doubt. So if you've got the Arnold Classic, then you've got Dubai and maybe another show pops up around that. And then you got the Olympia. It's 3 set time periods of year where bodybuilders, especially top bodybuilders, are going to target. So, man, like, what do you think about all this prize money now being injected into bodybuilding? And then not to mention there's an extra 10 grand at all the open pro shows for the year as well. So what's your thoughts on it?
Money talks, bro. Money talks, right? And that's all you can say. So it's a lot to compound into a small podcast, right? Short podcast. So let's, try to be brief about it. IFBB said they're going to put 200 grand for the shows. That's an extra 10,000 or something per show. Extra 5,000 for the men's Open. And okay, that's good, right? But then these guys, Arnold and Mr. Badder, they're just pissing on it, and they're just putting 200 grand on a men's show. Pissing on it. So what I like about Arnold, right? And I had an inkling something was coming because he said I was number one book, the number one movie, I'm the number one this, the number one on his speech, right? He likes to be the best at everything. And so he should be, he's the greatest ever bodybuilder of all time, being a mayor of a country that he wasn't even born in. So he likes to be the best of everything. And respect for him to do that. But, I think the guys know that this 500,000, what I will say is the way, how he said, basically in a nice, polite way. I'll say it the way Arnold wants to say it. Arnold wants to say, fuck the rules. That's what he wanted to say, but he couldn't say it. That's why he was like, let's abide by it. He just means fuck the rules now. So I think he knows that the Olympia is the number one show. He is now the number one show. He will get the top guys because, let's be honest, right? Floyd Mayweather said it best. Legacy doesn't pay bills. Money pays bills. So you've got a choice, right, to do the Arnold Classic and get a fair shot and win 500,000, or do the Olympia and have to knock the Olympian out and get 400,000. Where are you going to go? You're going the Arnold, right? Everyone in the Arnold gets a fair shot, bro. You get a fair shot. The Olympia is this whole have to knock the champion out and all this malarkey, which should be it's the creme of the creme. But I don't think it's no longer the creme of the creme no more. It's just the Olympia. Everyone wants to be the Ronnie Coleman in the Olympia, but the Olympia was there because of the prize money. That's why it was the creme of the creme. Now all these guys like myself are all going to be trying to hit the big shows with the big money because we want the money. we in ourselves are a business, and we want the money. So if first prize is 500,000, Arnold's going to put the second prize to at least 300G. Now, if you get 300G for second prize,
you think he'll do 300G? 300?
Probably, I reckon, bro. 300 or 250. He ain't going to go 500 to 125. That's too big of a drop. Then why would you even bother going to the Olympia? If you get, bro, fourth place at the Olympia gets 50 grand. 50 grand, yeah, or something like that. So if it is a 75 or 50 or 50, you can get
sure, yeah.
fifth or sixth, fifth, and probably be getting at the Arnold now. You know what I mean? So you're like, what's going on there? So everyone's going to want to go to the Arnold. Now, speaking of the UAE guys, Mr. Badr, the guys in the Middle East are taking over boxing. They took over, most sports. They're taking over football or soccer, like the Americans like to say. With all the money, they want to be the best of the best. Now, Badr increased this to 100,000. He's now matched the Olympia. Now I know Badr personally. Everyone knows he won't want to be second best. I've messaged him laughing, 500,000. What the fuck? Everyone's going there. I know in his mind he will put 2025 Dubai Classic to 500,000 or 1 million, and then I will bet anyone that's what he will do, or he will try and take the Olympia himself, put the Olympia there, and give the guys 1 million or 500,000 at the Olympia. He will go, head to head with Arnold, and have the two best shows in the world, and then they will make, the Olympia. If Mr. Badr doesn't buy it, they will make the Olympia show number 3, because you will want to go to the main shows on the ones with the money. Because if you've been to an Arnold Classic, you've heard the roar, right? Everyone's crazy the Arnold. The expo is bloody massive. If you've ever been to a Dubai show, bro, going to the Dubai Classic is like going to an NFL game or a football game. They are fucking wild. They love it.
I heard it was awesome. Like everything I heard from like Brandon Curry was there. There's a bunch of guys that I know were there, and they're like, dude, the lighting was on point. And they're like, oh, look, a black backdrop, like they actually had black behind the athletes. And it looked really cool. And sometimes it's rare to hear from everyone who was there that I spoke to were like, yeah, it was a great show. I don't know if it's a disadvantage because you said, Beta will maybe try to buy the Olympia and take it over, because if he's got ridiculous money, some real FU money, and obviously you got Arnold, Beta, Jake Wood. These guys all have money, they all have a good amount of money, and I've got to give credit as well. Jake Wood saved bodybuilding's ass for a year. He saved it, man. Like he did some crazy stuff. He offers as well prize money, and this is a passion thing for Jake. I can't imagine he bought the Olympia and was like, this is how I'm going to make money.
No way.
He's passionate about the sport. So he's put he's put the Masters Olympia on. He's done the Rising Phoenix. He's done all these things where there's no return on investment. Like there is.
Yeah, bro. It's like a Badr, bro. He, you go to the Dubai show. I think most of the tickets are free to get in. Doesn't charge no one to get in. The expo he charges because obviously he has no say in it. But the show, when does the show, it's free to get in, bro. Like, come,
are you serious?
Bring it, yeah, bro. We don't. Badr, just like Jake and Arnold, does it for the love. These guys have money, and he does it for the love. I'm going to speak to him in regards to it probably today because I go back there after Ramadan anyway. But these guys do it for the love of the sport, and it wouldn't put it past me to where if Badr goes, okay, we'll do the men's open, let's say 500 or 600,000, and then we'll do the classic at 250, 200. I wouldn't see Seabum leaving then, even though he's got a lot of money, and then probably 212 because the guys look 212 over in Kuwait. That'll probably be the same. And you're going to men's physique probably 80G or 100G, and these guys are all now going head to head because the sport is increasing massively worldwide. So, what Arnold's done, I think Arnold set the barrier to where he's like kicked down the doors, F you with the rules, I'll do my sanctions, pay my sanction fees and whatever, not to the IFBB, but it's my show, my rules. And I think now this will make, Badder, he'll probably be on the phone to the powers that be. He's doing 500. I'm doing 500. I'm having a bigger show. People have egos, right? But I can see it, bro. And I think a lot of the guys like myself will aim for these 3 shows, and you will get the best guys at the best shows, because Olympia is invitation only. They have to win a show. Arnold's invitation only. You have to be a pro show winner or whatnot to go there. And then Dubai, anyone can travel there. Anyone can travel there. You'd see Hardy jumping them all the time because it's round the corner from his doorstep. He's always in shape. He hasn't got to worry about flights, accommodation. He knows it's a few hours flight straight in, no visa, boom. And the show will be absolutely crazy. I think 2024 is a good year because of the money that we're given now, but next year is going to be something different. And, I think the shows are even going to have to step up because these guys doing awesome with the shows. And, I think, like you say, Tamer a while back, those guys set the standards of the shows. And now everyone's just like, okay, well, it's my show. I'm doing what I want. I'm doing this and doing that. But when you look at it, if you're doing an expo and these people are paying for expos and people paying for tickets, you can give the guys a bit more money. I understand a smaller show, and having to sell tickets to give those guys the winnings. I can get that. When you're doing expos and the shows and stuff, and you're getting 100 or 200,000 people in the show, and you're doing $50 a ticket or whatever, you can afford to give the guys some more money. I think the guys now are realizing the value, what they're worth, and I think the shows are as well. So, massive congratulations to Arnold. I think a lot of the guys are licking the lips. I know my phone was going busy last night and this morning. Have you seen the news? 500,000. What's Badder doing? What's Olympia going to be doing? And then, obviously we're all eager for money because they know, a lot of the guys know that they can't win the show, but the drip down from, guys from 1st to 5th to 7th will get more money. And that's what it's about. Money talks.
Exactly, man. And I've got to imagine, like, being Brandon. This is the other thing I heard as well. Brandon Curry was on a podcast, I believe it was maybe the Menace podcast, and he was discussing, I don't know if they were discussing what he's doing next. And I think they said, oh, you're just going to do the Olympia again, sort of thing. And he said, if I do a show before, basically sort of mentioned Dubai. That's the sort of impression I got. And I'm wondering if he's like, if he knew this prize money increase was coming to $100,000, what it is now.
It wouldn't put it past me. It wouldn't put it past me if Badder's asked for the prize money to be more already. He's probably asked 2-3 months ago. Can I have more? Can I do more? Because he's a guy who wants to give, right? And he's probably trying to give more. And obviously, with Arnold saying, the rules, maybe there is rules to how much we can give. We don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of the contracts. I don't. But maybe his limitation was 100,000, and now he's like, well, he's doing that. So I think Brandon would have knew that it was going up. And bro, you would be stupid to be Brandon Curry and not do that show. You'd be stupid. Hardy's going to do it. Hardy's going to do it. I guarantee you, Samson's going to do that show because he competes like myself everybody's show, right? And because think about it, be realistic. If you're gonna win like Samson, you can do 2 shows and rack in 800,000 or 700,000. And then the Olympias, you mightn't peak for the Olympia, but you could get top 4. You still get money. It's still about money. You know what I mean? Title's good, but money's better.
Yeah. Well, dude, think about this. Like, if you were the number one guy, if you're Hardy Chupin, if you're Derek Lunsford, one of these guys, if you go and do the Arnold in Columbus, which is $500,000 next year, just say the Dubai Pro, on the off chance, goes up to $500,000. If you won those 2 shows, plus what's the Arnold UK, 100K, something like that, and then you won the Olympia. If you win those 4 shows, which is
1.5 million,
1.6 even, man. Like, what would
and
the Olympia get?
And Dubai's tax free.
That is some crazy money, man. Like
the tax free money, the tax free money is massive because it's 20%. So it's a lot of change. Last thing, people were moaning the pros aren't going to the shows. Where's Nick Walker? Where's Hadi? You think Nick Walker's going to get out of bed for 10 grand? No
Mm.
way, no way, bro. You can say, oh, he's only doing the New York because he needs to qualify for the Olympia. But Nick wouldn't have ever 10, 15 G to compete,
Mm.
diet and put his life on hold for that much money all the time. But if you're putting 6 shows a year on at 100 grand, telling you, you're getting Samsons, Haddies, Nick Walkers, Derricks, all them motherfuckers. Sorry, my language. All them are getting out of bed for that much money. They'll all
Yeah.
do what Chris Cormier told me 2 years ago: diet, do every single show. They'll all do it.
Mm.
Why wouldn't you do it? So it's
All
going
we
the
need
right
to do,
way.
man, all we need to do is look at the past, because we saw those post-Olympia shows. We had, I believe it was the Arnold Europe or UK back in the day.
Europe,
We had
yeah,
the EVLS Prague Pro, which I think back in the day paid
40,
like it was 75, wasn't it? I thought it was more
40,
even.
40, yeah, 40.
Oh yeah. So they had a whole run of shows where you add it up, and if you win them all post Olympia, you win 100 and something K, or close to, maybe, I can't even
Yeah,
remember how much it was all up, but there was money there then, real money. And maybe I saw back in the day it was 125 for one of these shows or whatever, but maybe that was total open prize money or whatever. But when there was money there, these Olympia, second place in the Olympia, we had Phil and Kai going over. We had the Shrew Classic. We had,
you're going,
Phil,
bro.
Kai, and all these guys, man. Jay
Listen,
did it.
you're gonna go, and then their fans are gonna go. So you're gonna make the money. Put it at,
Mm.
put an expo there, an expo that'll get your money in, and it's gonna be mad. I'm just happy that we're in this time now. Me and you and everyone else gets to share this moment. That
Oh yeah,
hopefully we're going on the trajectory right the way up. Because we've
yeah,
been at this plateau for a long time, and now hopefully everyone's wanting to go up and rise above and do better things. And it makes the guys have to get in shape, because if you're not in shape, you ain't getting that money. Because a lot of the time, some of the guys hopefully come in a little bit soft. Oh, I'll just qualify for the Olympia. Now, you want the money, you have to come in hard.
oh yeah. And man, it's going to be a big 2 years for bodybuilding, and we haven't done a podcast together for maybe a month or two. So I feel like I could talk to you all day, man. But I know obviously you're getting tired. I'm pretty tired myself. I told you I was napping before this. It was obviously a long weekend. But Nathan, I want to thank you so much for coming on and doing this, and giving a bit of insight on what actually might go down, and the fact that Beta's up the money for Dubai Pro, and you never know what the future might hold in terms of that, because, hearing that he might want to, who knows, give away a huge amount of money at some point and create, just quickly, like, there's something in Australia that I've heard where it's like horse racing. We've got the Melbourne Cup, which is the big prestige horse race. There's a ton of money in that. But I know that this, I don't know if it's a group or if it's some people that are involved in horse racing. They want to put on the most expensive horse race in Australia. It's called, I think it's called the Magic Millions or something like that. And it brings all the top horses, because it is the highest paying.
The
And
money.
it's created it. And now it's, while it doesn't get quite, I think the Melbourne Cup is the biggest horse race in the world, or one of them, so it's like that's up there, and no matter what's going to have a certain amount of money. But this one, they're like, well, we're going to have slightly more money, most expensive horse race in the world, or Australia.
Yeah.
So now it's like they're the top two, it
Yeah.
instantly just puts that horse race right there. And it's like, so if you can have a show that offers more than the Olympia, then instantly it's going to be right there with it. And the
Yeah.
Olympia is obviously so iconic, and we know the history of the Mr. Olympia, and that's the pinnacle of what everyone wants to reach. So if there's other shows there, they can be just as exciting, or who knows, maybe even have better lineups than the Olympia, which would be wild going forward. And I'm sure the Olympia won't want that, so they want to up their game, so it just keeps creating this thing. So I love to see it, man, and I love to get your insight on it as well, because you've obviously been out there in Kuwait, Beta, how some of these guys work, and you've been in the industry a long time. So thank you so much, Nathan, for giving us that knowledge, giving us your opinion of the Arnold Classic 2024. And we'll definitely have to get going the Bodybuilding University podcast again, and set up 2 lots of times each week, or alternate the weeks or something. Because I know that all the guys were sort of training around the time that I was waking up at like 6 a.m. And I'm like, okay, my schedule's a bit different now, so I can work it. So we'll make it happen, man. And
Yeah, sweet, brother.
it's been fun.
Thank you, but it's been fun, man. Good to catch up.
Yeah. Awesome. We'll do it again. Follow Nathan on all his social media, YouTube. The links are in the description below. And like this video and give it a thumbs up, and share it out with your friends as well. So for myself, Xavier Wills, this is Nathan Asha as well. For both of us, we are out.